The Blackburn Marsh Murders, Part 2. When we arrived, the bodies were laid out on several crude wooden tables. A collection of magnifying glasses and various small instruments for examining corpses sat nearby. The very fact that Scotland Yard had called in Dr. Lecter to assist with the examination made it crystal clear just how much pressure they were facing over this grim affair. At Dr. Lecter's invitation, we turned our first attention to the remains. A single look was enough to confirm that all the victims were women. Tragically, most of the bodies had already become food for nature's decomposers. "Dr. Lecter," I asked, "do you have any idea about the time of death?" "It is impossible to give a definitive answer at this stage," Dr. Lecter replied. "However, judging by the environmental factors and the state of decomposition, I believe body number 6 was the last to be killed." "Killed," Holmes muttered, pulling out his pocket magnifying glass to begin his examination. "So you have already concluded that this is a case of murder?" He turned to me. "Watson, what do you think? Let me hear your opinion as a medical man." At his request, I focused all my attention on body number 6. Although the skin was badly corroded in places, it wasn't difficult to tell that she had been a fair-skinned woman. Her face, however, was completely unrecognizable, ravaged by insects. Remnants of hair showed that she once possessed beautiful black locks. But what caught my eye was that her front 2 teeth were missing, and her skull was fractured. "I agree with Dr. Lecter, Holmes," I stated. "This is undoubtedly murder. Someone struck her on the head with a heavy, blunt weapon. That fracture was the primary cause of death." Holmes nodded in approval, but said nothing, continuing his silent, meticulous search. "Her front teeth have been removed," Holmes observed, looking up. "Watson, what do you make of that?" I took the magnifying glass and examined the jaw closely. "These weren't knocked out, Holmes. They were cleanly extracted by an experienced dentist. Looking at the condition of the sockets, I am certain Dr. Lecter will agree with me." "I do agree entirely, Dr. Watson," Dr. Lecter said. "But there is something far more sinister at play here. In every single body we have recovered so far, the front pair of teeth has been removed in this exact same manner." This revelation caught Holmes's full attention. For the next several hours, he was completely absorbed, inspecting the bodies with absolute precision. He carefully collected small particles, placing them into tiny sample bags. Once he finished with the corpses, he turned his gaze to the exact spot where they had been dug up. The site sat right on the edge of the marsh, near the lake. It was hidden behind a thick wall of bushes, about the height of a grown man. The only way into this hidden clearing was the narrow path we had walked on. To navigate it, one needed a perfect understanding of the marsh. A single wrong step, and a man would be swallowed alive, buried in the mud forever. Holmes walked up and down our path and around the marsh several times, searching for clues. "Well, our work here is done for now," Holmes finally said to me. "Dr. Lecter will surely uncover more details during the autopsies. As for me, I am returning to London to see Dr. Hamilton. He is a renowned dental specialist, and I believe he can provide the starting point we need to solve this riddle." "Dr. Lecter has asked for my assistance with the post-mortems," I replied. "I wish you a successful journey, Holmes." Holmes left immediately with Lestrade in the carriage. I spent the next several hours working closely with Dr. Lecter on the grim task of the autopsies. By the time we finished our duties for the day, it was nearly 6 o'clock in the evening. Fortunately, I managed to find a cab quickly and arrived back at Baker Street just before 7. Holmes had not yet returned, so I ate my dinner alone and sat down to rest. It was past 8 o'clock when Holmes finally walked through the door. After finishing his late dinner, he took his usual seat by the fireplace, struck a match, and quietly lit his pipe.